Assalamu alaikum. Good evening, everyone. How are you? Welcome to today's session. We will be talking about tech MVPs and the creation of tech MVPs using different development tools. Let me start off by quickly introducing myself. My name is Wattah Abbas. I am the head of business development at Incubate. Incubate is a business hub that focuses on providing entrepreneurs with different solutions for their businesses. And we work with entrepreneurs in different stages of the business cycle. I have a bachelor's degree in international business and management. I've specialized in innovation, leadership, and business modeling. I am also currently doing my master's at the Darla Moore School of Business at the University of North Carolina in international business management. So let us begin with today's workshop. It will be a quick workshop where we will talk about MVPs, which are minimum viable products. We will also be talking about different tools which can be used to build these MVPs. All right, so to begin, a small quote. As you consider building your minimum viable product, let the simple rule suffice. Remove any feature, process, or effort that does not contribute directly to the value you provide to your clients. So as a simple rule in business, a business is basically added value or value to a specific customer segment. And so any customer who purchases any product or service is doing so because they believe that this product or service adds significant value to them. And the type of value propositions come in many different forms, whether it's value in performance, value in accessibility, value in design. And so when going on a tech journey or starting a tech product or a tech service, according to lots of different methodologies, such as the lean startup methodology, it is very important to start with a minimum viable product. And a minimum viable product is a version of a product with just enough features to be usable by early customers who can then provide feedback for future product development. So what a minimum viable product is being able in the simplest way to provide your value proposition to your customer segment. And so, for example, let us say that I am starting a multi-sided platform that sells hotels or hotel rooms. So my minimum viable product should be able to allow the customer to book a hotel room in a different area or however it is. And so based on my business model and my value proposition, I can start and build my minimum viable product. The importance of an MVP or a minimum viable product is that it allows the entrepreneur to validate his business idea. Also, it allows them to ensure that there is a market need. Also, it allows them to check the market size and allows them to pivot on their business model if they see that something is not working. And so the most important thing, or what makes an MVP very important, is it allows you to launch your product at an early stage and target your early adopters, the people who are very interested, who see that there is a large need, and be able to investigate different things such as the target market, the size of the market, and the needs of the market as well. And so let's start by some basic business models in the tech industry. First of all, there is e-commerce. E-commerce is the buying and selling of goods and services, or the transmitting of funds or data over the internet. Recently, there has been a huge surge in the e-commerce market. Also, in terms of consumer behavior, especially in this part of the world, people are slowly becoming more and more used to buying things online. And there is a huge transformation towards e-commerce. This was accelerated greatly also due to the coronavirus pandemic. So at the end of the day, what is e-commerce? E-commerce is one of the channels used for a business to sell its particular service or product. And there are currently many online tools which are available that allow entrepreneurs to very easily set up an e-commerce website. And we will go through a number of these tools later on. And so as an entrepreneur, if I have a product that I want to sell, I want to get to market, today there are tools available which allow you in a very short time with very little experience in coding or programming to be able to create an e-commerce platform or e-commerce website that is fully functional and allows customers to come and buy the products. Another business model which is quite used quite a lot in the tech industry is a multi-sided platform. So what a multi-sided platform is it's a service or product that connects two or more participant groups, playing a kind of intermediation role. And its value proposition is to enable this connection, making it easier for customers to find suppliers or services or products in different areas in different related markets. Some examples of multi-sided platforms are businesses and companies such as Talabat, Booking.com, Uber. And so all of these multi-sided platforms, they allow they connect between a consumer and the suppliers, for example. And so if someone is also trying to start a multi-sided platform, one of the large challenges they always face at the start of their journey is what I'd like to call the egg or the chicken dilemma. Whereas because in this business model, you actually have two customer segments, two very important customer segments, which is the supply end and also the demand end. And so in order to make your business attractive to one of these two sides, for example, as a supplier, for me to enroll or pay for an application or a website so that I can promote my services on this website or application, I would like to know that there is a very large demand and that lots of my target segment are already visiting this website, for example, or this application. At the same time, as a customer who is looking for these different services or products, I would like to know that there is a large number of these services and products available and they are accessible. And so when we talk about multi-sided platforms, I think an MVP is very important because not only does it allow you to have an early launch, but it also creates very valuable data in terms of suppliers, in terms of consumers, and allows the entrepreneur to start building up that database, because it all becomes about the number of active users, the number of logins, the number of people that visit or download this application or this website. Another question in the tech industry is, do you really need a mobile application? Statistics show that generally, and internationally, less than 1% of mobile applications have made financial success in the past 5 years. And so there are many great ideas and there are many great business models. And every day there are people starting new mobile apps, starting new websites, starting new e-commerce platforms, starting new multi-sided platforms. But the success rate is not very high. And so there's a question that is, do we really need a mobile application for my business model or for the service or product which I am selling? So to start off with, to answer this question, whether or not we need a mobile application, the first thing we should look at is how many times are you expecting your customer segment to use your product or service per month? And so if you are not expecting your customer segment to use this product or service regularly, so for example, let's say that I'm only expecting my customer segment to use my product once a month or 2-3 times a year. For example, if I would like to start a air ticket, a flying, an air ticket application, and my average customer would only want to buy an air ticket from me once or twice a month. Do I really need a mobile application, or is a website enough? Because when we think of mobile applications, our job at the end of the day as a business or as an entrepreneur is to provide, like we said, a value proposition to our customer segment. And part of that value proposition is ease of access. It's accessibility. It's making it easier for them. And so that means we need to use the most accessible yet functional channel to provide that service or that product to our customer segment. And so a lot of times, a mobile application is not necessarily the most functional channel. Like, I personally have a very large number of mobile applications downloaded on my phone, but realistically, on a daily basis, I only use 3 to 4 of them. And there is many that I've downloaded, used once, and never used again. And so unless I am sure that I am expecting my customer segment to continuously use my product, I can still build a great business online just by using a website. Now, there is also, when you create a website, there's lots of platforms and there's ways where you can make your website compatible with a phone browser so that it acts and the user experience is very similar to an application. And so instead of putting large investments in always creating mobile applications, all that amount of money can be used in lots of other areas of your business, such as marketing your product and service, such as creating or optimizing your user experience, such as developing your product and service. And so I think it's always very important for an entrepreneur to ask himself this question: and do I really need to invest in a mobile application? Because at the end of the day, it is all about ease of access, and it's about channels and using the most effective channels to provide this value to your customer segment. So one of the main reasons which we create an MVP is to be able to validate our product and service in the most cost-effective way possible. It is all about validation. The reason I am creating this MVP is so that I can validate my business model. I can validate my business idea. Lots of people have great ideas, and when they implement them, they find out things such as, yes, there is people that need the service, but the market size is not big enough, for example, or the market need for this is not large enough, or the revenue stream is not as that is not as beneficial or as profitable as I first thought. And so while my idea might be great, there is lots of things that need validation to confirm that this business is going to be successful, it's going to be financially successful. And I think this is especially true in the technology industry. And so therefore, it is always very important to validate. And this is what an MVP helps you do. I can, in a very cost-effective way, create my idea with a very attractive design, a very attractive brand, which is personalized to me, and launch this MVP, collect data, and also validate that there is a need for my service. And so validation is all about the collection of data. And again, an MVP, what it helps you do other than see if your business works or if it doesn't, it also allows you to see what is working, and at the same time, what areas of my business need to be changed. How can I pivot? How can I change my value proposition? How can I change my customer segment? Which products are selling or services? If I offer more than one service, what is selling? What is not? What do I need to focus more on? And so all of this is very important information when it comes to an MVP. Another very important part of the creation or the process of the creation of a minimum viable product is analytics. In order to be able to validate an MVP, there must be data and the ability to be able to analyze this data in order to ensure that there is significant added value to the customer segment. Analytics is the most important part of the process. And this is how you are able to validate, by analyzing the data. And there is lots of ways to collect and analyze data, including customer interviews. Like we said earlier, when we are launching our MVP, who we are mostly targeting is our early adopters. These are the people that really want this. These are the people that really need this. These are the people that already had pain points in this process or this service or this product and needed something like this. And so when we offer our product, customer interviews can be very important. As soon as someone has used your product or used your service, we interview them. We ask them questions about the product, about the service, what they liked, about the experience, what can be changed. Another important piece of data according or regarding an MVP is the customer traffic, is to see how many customers visit my website, how much traffic has my idea drawn, the engagement, the user clicks, where they have clicked. I have sat down and advised entrepreneur once who has an e-commerce platform. And so he started his e-commerce platform and it was going very well. He was making lots of sales. And then at some period, he found out that that he is getting lots of traffic. Lots of people are opening his page. Lots of people are visiting his landing page and they are putting products in their cart. But when they go to check out, 90% of these customers, they leave without finalizing the procedure or finalizing the payment. And so when you get data like that, what you know is that there is an issue with the experience of my checkout, or there is an issue, or this is what I need to currently focus on and optimize to make it as easy as possible for people to be able to pay for the product. Because I know there's a need. I have found out through my data that people want this, that people are visiting my website, that people are choosing products and going out to the checkout. So I've validated the need. I've validated that there is a market. However, I'm not able to convert that into sales. And so what I need to optimize right now is the checkout process. And that could be that there is too many questions. We are requiring too much data. We do not have the right type of payment gateway embedded into our e-commerce website. And so something that small could come back and turn my business around and make me very significant increases in revenue and profit. Okay, so now we are going to start talking a little bit about the tools and investing in the right online tools. Because of the time constraint, I will not be able to go and take a deep dive into those tools. However, all of the tools that I am about to show you guys are very simple. They're easy to use. There is lots of tutorials online and can be used to create an MVP, validate, and analyze data. So the online market has numerous tools for MVP development at your proposal. Tools you can use to decide which features are necessary to make your MVP successful. And why should I use these tools? First of all, it's because it tests the business concept. It reduces the product cost and time significantly. The focus in the key features of the product. And so I'm focusing on the very key features of my product. Like we said, at the end of the day, business is about value proposition to a very specific customer segment. And here we're focusing on that specific value. What is my USP? What makes my product or service unique or different? It also helps in verifying market demand and clarity of vision for the future of my business. So first of all is a very integrated platform that has lots of functions and allows a person to be able to do a lot, which is web.com. And what web.com allows you is showcasing your business with a professional website. And the creation of a web presence requires the right types of tools. And so web.com has lots of different features. It is fully integrated, so you can buy your domain, create emails, create your website layout. And so even when you come and use the website builder on web.com, it is simple and requires absolutely no programming. It requires absolutely no coding. You choose a template, you create your own, you use your own pictures, you use your own logo, and you fully customize this template to your business and your business needs. And you can embed lots of different features, including checkout, including an online store, including the different pages that you need, and so forth. Web.com also offers SEO tools and SEO services, which is very important. So what is SEO? SEO is search engine optimization. And so this is what allows your website to come on the top of the results when people are using search engines to look for products or services similar to what you are selling or exactly what you are selling. And so when we're talking about a technology platform and when we're talking about a technology business, SEO in general is a very important part of it. And that is because it gives me access to a larger market. It gives me access to a larger market size. Lots of people, when they're looking for something and don't know where to go to find it, they use search engines such as Google, etc. And so if I can perfect the SEO on my website, I will always be on top of the results when people are searching for my product or my service. Um, Web.com also has directory service. It allows you to save databases of clients, and it allows you to integrate a lot of the other tools we will be talking about into this website. So this is an example of web.com. All these are the different packages of web.com, just to give you an idea of the pricing. And so you can start a completely custom website for $750. And you can start an online store paying only $3 per month or $4 per month. And you can use the website builder for as little as $1.95. And all of the features here are on the website builder are drag and drop, where you drag your different things, you choose the design the way you want it. There's lots of different templates to choose from, which suit the look, the feel, and also the functionality of your business. Another very interesting tool which can be used to create an MVP is mockups.com. So mockups is a visual collaboration tool that combines whiteboard, diagram, and design features in a single online app. It allows to create mockups for applications. And so what this does is it allows you to create every single page of a mobile application. And so through creating that page, you already have a mockup which is ready to use, ready to be coded and created into a mobile application. And so this is a prototype for your application. It is also very easy to use. It is all drag and drop. It uses the drag and drop function where you design based on ready-made templates, and you change and customize all of these templates based on your project and the need for your project. This is also to give an idea of pricing. So as a solo person, for as little as $13 per month, I can start with unlimited objects. I can create up to 5 projects. I can export any type of PNG or PDF files, which include images and things like that. A third tool, which I think is quite famous and quite well known, is Wix. Wix is also a website builder, an easy to use tool, and it lets you quickly create an online presence. It also uses the drag and drop interface. There is no coding knowledge required. It has ready to use templates, it creates free hosting and drag and drop website editor. I have actually previously used Wix to create an MVP for one of the businesses which I was starting. And we were able to create a functional MVP in less than 2 hours using Wix. And this MVP included booking, the ability to be able to book a service, the ability to be able, which is connected to the email, the ability to be able to check out and pay. The design was fully customized based on our branding guidelines and our brand. And so we were able to create a fully functional MVP within around 2 hours with the team I was working with, and none of us had any coding, any programming knowledge. Also, all of these websites, including Wix, have very extensive tutorials on the website itself on how to use these tools. And there is also, Wix also has video tutorials on how to be able to use the tools that it offers. Okay, so this is the drag and drop interface, which is used by both Wix and it is also used by web.com, just to give you guys an example of it, of how it works. And so the drag and drop interface allows um, any entrepreneur or any person who would like to start a business to create a website using an unlimited amount of tools. So as we can see here, we start by adding text, adding image. Of course, first of all, we start by choosing the template which we like. And so as soon as we choose the template, which is the layout which we like, that is where we start. So this is how let's call it the foundation of our website. This is how we would like our website to look in terms of layout. After that, this is where we start working with the different images, the different buttons, the boxes, where we would like to insert videos, where we would like to insert lists, if we would like to add a blog. And each one of those has different looks and different shapes of how to do all of these different things. And I can go on each one of the pages and customize each one of these pages based on my based on my business, and also based on how I want it to look, and also more importantly, based on the functionality that I need. You can see here under this plus button, there is the store, and this is where you create a store using um, set up and already set up templates, already set up shopping processes. The good thing also about using something as such as Wix is that all of these functions are very reliable. Their functionality is very high, and you can rely on this. Lots of times when we code websites from scratch, there can be lots of issues with lots of things and lots of glitches, but Wix has worked very hard to ensure that all of their interfaces and all of their functions, uh, in terms of functionality specifically, are top tier. They do work very well, and they are used by many other websites and many other businesses. And so it is a very reliable platform. Next, we will go to Typeform. Now, as we said previously, it is also very, very important to ensure that we collect data. And how we collect data is based on things such as customer interviews, creation of forms, satisfaction forms, feedback forms, especially to people who have already used our product and our service. Um, I would like to give an example of the importance of this and the importance of validation. There was once an entrepreneur who had a great business idea, and they were starting a laptop or a computer manufacturing company. They had created the best design, they had created a very beautiful design for their laptops, which they are creating. They had created very beautiful designs, and these laptops were the highest in performance. They were the highest performing laptops in the market. They tested it against every single other laptop that is currently available in the market. And this laptop producer found that this laptop is the highest performing. And so, thinking that that was all that was important and that was all he needed, the laptop producer went and started manufacturing 10,000 laptops so that he could start going to market. He created his go-to-market strategy. And so when he went to market, he found out that his laptops weren't selling. His price point was reasonable. His performance was, without a doubt, the highest in the market, and this was tested, it was accredited. But when he went and asked his customer segment, why are you not buying this laptop? They said because it was too heavy. The weight of the laptop was too heavy, and people usually like and enjoy, or like using laptops or like carrying laptops around, which are lighter, because laptops are supposed to be portable. You're supposed to be able to move with them. And so something as little as the weight of the laptop was too heavy was one of the reasons why that business was not able to succeed. Now, if this businessman or this entrepreneur had started out by creating a number of models and then testing it with his customer segment, getting back feedback, this was something which he could have easily tried to fix or easily tried to modify before going to market. And so that is why validation is very important, because it can be very little or small details um, which are what make your business or what enable your business to be very successful or to fail. So Typeform is a platform which allows users to create dynamic forms based on user needs, surveys and quizzes. And you can do that through a plan, and you input your database. As soon as someone signs up, they get to your e-commerce platform or your multi-site platform would require an email. And so you can use all of this data to send out forms, to send out surveys to all of your customer segment. This tool is also very easy to use. There is a template or lots of different templates which can be used, and then you customize your questions based on your needs. And another more famous or more well-known software that can also be used for the validation process and also to gain customer data to create customer interviews is Google Forms. Google Forms create surveys very easily, very quickly. It's allowed to ask clients lots of different information, lots of different questions in order to be able to validate your product. Now, when we talk about validation of an MVP, the type of questions which are asked are also very important. We should always ask very specific, open-ended questions rather than questions which give me a yes or no answer. We should ask questions that give me the type of data which I need to be able to either validate or modify my product or service. And so data analytics is useless if we don't ensure that the type of data which we are receiving is relevant and also gives me the information that I need, which is the user experience, the user interface, what can be changed, what are the issues, where have there been difficulties. And so when we create, or if we ever use one of these products and we create customer surveys or ask for customer feedback, it is very important to ask the right questions. Also, when we do create an MVP and we push out an MVP, it is very, or it is recommended that other than using surveys and feedback forms is to go and be able to speak to some of your customer segment face to face. It's to be able to ask them, to have conversations with them and ask them all the questions that you need to ask. Also, when you do that, make sure that these people are your exact customer segment. These people are the people that have a need, that have a want for your product. These are the people that you are targeting. So think about your perfect consumers and ask them about your product, ask them about your service. Moving on. So this is an example of Google Forms and how Google Forms works. So there's a sample form. You ask all the types of questions. You can have answers which are multiple choice, open-ended answers, drop-down menu answers, and it is very easy to distribute and send out just using links. And so it is a very useful tool for validation. Now, this is actually one of my favorite tools, and it is called Canva. Canva is a tool that makes video and graphic design, makes videos and posts very easily and very simply. And it is a tool that it makes it possible to design anything that a person might want or need for their business. Now, when it comes to creating an MVP, after I launch my MVP, or even if I would like to use these tools to create a website, I might not have a background in graphic design or designing, or I might not be able to use the different softwares out there, such as Adobe Suite, to create the right designs for my business. Because look and design is also very important for any business to be successful, and also to attract customers, and more importantly, to provide credibility of this business. And so Canva is an amazing tool, and it's a free graphic design platform, and it makes digital marketing so much easier. I have used this numerous times. I have used this software numerous times, and you are able to create all types of graphic design software. I would actually like to give a very quick preview of Canva if I can, or actually we can do that at the end if we have time. And so you just click, you drag, you choose different templates or layouts, you change different things. You can even animate the posts to make them move. And so any type of software which can be used for social media, which can be used for website layouts, can be created through this platform with zero experience in designing and graphic design. Another tool, which is very, very important, is Google Analytics. Google Analytics is a web analytics service that provides statistics and basic analytical tools for search engine optimization. It lets you measure your advertising return on investment, as well as track your flash, video, and social networking sites and applications. And so when we have all of this different data, such as engagement, such as clicks, such as traffic, such as views of page, it's very important to be able to visualize it and analyze it. And this is where Google Analytics comes in. And the most beautiful thing about Google Analytics is it can be embedded in almost any of the softwares which we talked about previously, such as web.com, such as wix.com. You can directly embed Google Analytics to your landing page, and you will get monthly, weekly, annual reports of all of the type of data that you need in terms of, like we said, page views, of engagement, of clicks, of user clicks, where they are clicking, what they are clicking, and everything else. So this is an example of Google Analytics. The categories, the traffic over the period of 2 months, all of the sessions. And so it's a very comprehensive tool which dives very deeply into all the type of data that you might need to validate your MVP. And now another tool which is very, very useful, especially for someone that would like to start an e-commerce site. So let's say that I have products that I want to sell, and I want to start selling them quickly. I want to start selling them online, and I want a fast and reliable source. We can use Woocommerce or also Shopify, and it's a customizable open source e-commerce platform which is built on WordPress, and it makes creating and managing an online store simple, very flexible, and it has all the needed features. And so if you have the products, if you have the designs, your logo, photos of your products, you can actually start an online store within less than 30 minutes because the template is ready. You just put all of you drag and drop all of your graphics, all of your graphics, all of your images, the prices, input all the information, and you can be live and have your own live online e-commerce store. And so these are the prices, such as $25 a month or $63 a month, which is, I think, a great price that allows you to be able to validate your MVP and allows you to quickly go to the market and have an early product out there in the market to test and validate your business idea. Okay, so that is the end of the presentation. I know we went quite quickly through the different types of tools, And because there are so many, and because of our time limit, I couldn't deep dive into each tool and show you guys how it works. However, there are lots of tutorials online and on these different websites. And any of these websites, I believe anyone has the ability to use with no background needed, whether it's in design, whether it's in coding, whether it's in programming. They are very simple tools. They have been made in a way to be easy, accessible, and used by anyone. So does anyone have any questions?
Thank you for the great workshop, Mr. Wadah. I will repeat one more time. If any of the attendees have any questions, please drop them in the Q&A box.
In that case, Mr. Tahir.
Yes, there's someone in the attendees said, thank you, very fruitful symposium. That's from Hassan. Okay, so our dear audience, thank you for supporting our event by attending and contributing. We hope you enjoyed the experience and received beneficial information from Mr. Wadah. See you in the next workshops. Thank you so much, everyone.